Alright, here's a quick overview of the 12oclocklabs mini gauge on a Honda CRF 250f. Basically, I'm running the TrailTech speed sensor coming off of here. Comes down there, got it zip tied in, and the speed sensor's placed right there. There's a not this one, it's actually behind here. There's a bolt right back there that you can see that has the magnet in it. Just a quick disconnect right here, which is nice in case I ever have to do anything. I can take that off. It's zip tied in, runs along the brake line, and then it comes into here and it just kind of does a little loop around, so there's still enough play as the suspension articulates. The mini gauge then has the wire comes back here, runs one single wire back here, kind of running it along the frame and the factory wiring harness back through here. And I got this side panel off here so you can see it kind of comes down here, and then it plugs in right there into the I believe that's called the DLC port. That typically has a red cap on it. I took that red cap off, taped it up, so super clean install. Worked with Brooks to get the TrailTech sensor, which is a really nice clean install, almost looks factory. So I kind of worked with him to figure out how to get that sensor to actually read properly and adjust it properly. There's normally one bolt here that you got to take off to get the number plate off. I'll pull that off so you can kind of get a peek in there. So here it is. So we got, you know, the I did build this custom bracket to mount the mini gauge, so that's something I just made out of aluminum and then painted. I'm just using these two screws here to hold it in place, and it just kind of goes up and then bends over, and then I got it screwed through the mounting points on the mini gauge. The mini gauge has this plug here, which again goes back to the DLC port. There is a cluster of wires and stuff here that I had to use, and then there is a, I believe it's a 4 milliamp or 4 mg type of diode or something, resistor, that I had to splice in line to get the speed sensor to read accurately. So that's everything there, kind of how it looks as far as how I have it installed. I have more photos and exactly what that looks like as far as what's wired to what, but they're all just kind of plug and play connections. It does take a little bit to get set up, so there is some learning that you have to, you know, kind of things you got to figure out if you're not used to it. So although the system is somewhat plug and play, there is then also the learning and setup on the gauge. What I do here is I just got my little magnet here, so I just kind of clip that on there. So this little magnet here, you run it along the top edge here, and that'll turn on the you know, run through the cycle through all the different settings of the mini gauge. And then I also have just a backup one just stuck down here, so this is just like an extra little magnet that I got, that I believe came with the TrailTech set. So here's just another little pink magnet. I think this is for the wheel sensor, but it also works just as a tool to kind of go through and adjust all the settings there. Alright, so I'll turn on the bike here. I see the mini gauge will boot up, and once it runs through, you basically have your airbox temperature, your engine temperature, your battery gauge here. Right now I got about 152 miles on the odometer, about 16 hours of runtime. There is a gear position sensor, so once you have the speed sensor and wire all hooked up and the speed calibrated, Then you can go through and calibrate the gear position sensor, so it'll show you kind of what gear you're in relatively. And then your speed will show up here with a big number once you start the bike up, and your gear will show up there once you kind of run through your gears. So overall, it kind of has everything you would want in a gauge. Plus, I like the aspect of mounting it right here. It's low profile. It also looks kind of somewhat stock. So nothing too crazy, but an awesome product. Happy with it so far, and Brooks's customer service there at 12 O'Clock Labs is outstanding. Spoke with him on the phone several times, and just great customer service and great product.